everybody, welcome to Trackalicious. Happy Monday. After a week off for Labor Day, the rookies are looking to return to their usual form here around the famous Watkins Glen track, a few hours outside of Buffalo, New York. We come off of rounds 1 and 2 already under our belts. We have 4 different race winners from the 4 races we have had so far, so it is an absolutely tight standings at the top between the top 4, even the top 5 getting into the mix as well. Nice glasses. Thank you. Appreciate it. Got some new ones recently. Had some square ones, got some circle ones this time. But don't let the background fool you. Tonight we are at Watkins Glen, not Paul Ricard. The qualifying for the first race will get underway any minute now. Let's head to the track and see the action from the track side cameras. Even a few onboards will get picked up as well. Tyler Morgan, race winner from last time out in round 2, looking to carry that momentum forward here in round 3. Got the nice looking livery on the Morgan Motorsport GT4 as he begins his first out lap of the session. He is the first driver out on track, looking to get things started. Isaac Rodriguez, also one of those race winners from last week in the Speed Killers Racing Team number 14 McLaren, still in the pits, just getting the setup all fine-tuned, or perhaps serving a pit lane start penalty for race number 1. But nonetheless, he knows how to have the pace in this wonderful ACC simulator we are using for the GT4 rookies here on Monday nights. Shane Sullivan, one of the other race winners from the past in round 1, able to get the W under his belt and finishing on the podium multiple times as well in the season, sitting second in the championship at the moment. As he goes through the toe of the boot and up the hill. For these GT4s, we might have a few outlaps before the tires are completely up to temperature to see the true pace of these drivers. Rally Dutchy in the 621 Mad Fox Am Racing Porsche, taking the wide line through the toe, and then cutting through, getting those tires nice and warm. Watkins Glen, a very old school circuit, flows around the hills in the New York countryside. A few corners have very difficult camber, including this one here after you exit the boot at turn 9. The camber just wants to throw you to the outside, but the unfortunate part is on the outside there's not a lot of runoff room, so if you find yourself out there, it will be quite difficult to recover back. Josh Eberhardt in the number 7 Porsche. 2 Porsches on the grid this evening in the Lucky Devil Racing. The 007. These rookies have been setting 155s in the practice server. Yeah, that's quite quick. They certainly know their way around Watkins Glen. Very fun track in my opinion. Has led to some great racing in the past year at Trackalicious in both the rookies and the multi-class league on Wednesdays. Certainly looking forward to what the 15 drivers can provide for us in terms of action during the race, but first it is down to the qualifying session for them to determine the grid order. Whoever posts the fastest lap will start from the front, and the rest will filter on in from the fastest to the slowest, and that will set the grid for race 1. Still 11 minutes to go in the session. Lots of time for the drivers to get those lap times on the board. Still no time on the board. I believe Josh Eberhardt beginning his first time lap. Oh no, he was the first across the line, a 1:56.482, the provisional pole time to chase from the drivers behind. Noah Johnson looking to approach the line in the Chica D Racing 942. Toronto across the line with a time on the board for second place. Freiberger gets within a tenth of a second of Josh Eberhardt at the top. Shane Sullivan within 2/10. So it is already very close after just their first flying lap attempts. Alex Aguirre in the number 11 AMG. Just a few corners left. Oh, and he goes wide at turn 10. That will certainly invalidate this qualifying lap attempt. The drivers will be racing as well today. It will be right after the qualifying session is done. There will be a 20-minute race, and then, if that's not enough for you, after that race, there will be another 15-minute qualifying session and another 20-minute race. So, plenty of action here this evening. New driver, indeed. Alex Aguirre, welcome to Trackalicious. Wishing you all the best of luck. And a pit lane start for Isaac. That confirms it there from the chat. But, like I said, he certainly knows how to have the pace in that McLaren. And Alex Aguirre, welcome to Trackalicious. Best of luck, like I said, this evening. No time on the board, but looking to change things as he goes through the middle of the second sector. Chris Saunderson looking to improve his time on the board. Currently sitting in 5th place, needs about a second and a half to find. But the conditions are improving out there with the track being fast. There is still time for the conditions to grip up, so it is important to stay out there to allow those conditions to improve as Saunderson blasts to the line, and a very big improvement, gets within 3/10 of the provisional pole time set by Eberhardt. Shane Sullivan was also able to improve his time to get within 2/1000ths of Drew Freiberger for second and third place, and that is absolutely close between the top two. And Alex Aguirre here, finishing out the lap. Just a few corners left. On the brakes for one last time before applying the power all the way down, blasting to the line. Where will this put Alex? He will put him in 10th place, gets ahead of Lucas Toronto. Yeah, indeed. So close times indeed. The top 6 are within half a second of each other. And that is already super close. And like I said, conditions still improving out there, so it is very important to try and get these laps in. They put in the practice, absolutely. They had a few weeks to do it, luckily, with the Labor Day break last week, so they had 2 weeks of practice as opposed to their usual 1. But nonetheless, showing that they are no slouches when it comes to the qualifying times, as Noah Johnson looks to improve from 6th place, blasting to the line. Where will this put the Aston Martin? He will go all the way to the top. Gets 3/10, just about 3/10 clear of Josh Eberhardt, and we have a new provisional pole time, a 1:56.192 on the board from Noah Johnson. Isaac Rodriguez out on track, getting a few practice laps in, as Rally Dutchy sitting in 9th, needs a few tenths to improve past Lawrence Thomas in the number 134 BMW, currently sitting in 8th place. Can Rally Dutchy get that position away from the BMW? To the line goes the Porsche. And he finds the improvement, gets about 4/10 clear, and moves up into 8th place. Oh, and Alex Aguirre running wide. A little bit of contact with the outside wall there around the final corner, but can he find an improvement? He does find, but needs about another 8/10 to get past Lawrence Thomas, ahead of him in 9th place. And with these conditions continuing to improve, very important to get those times in. 5 minutes on the clock. Drew Freiberger currently sitting in 3rd place. Needs about a 10th to get past Josh Eberhardt and 3.5 to get himself on the provisional pole time. He's got Noah Johnson just up the road, who might even be looking for an improvement at the top, and he gets it. A 55.877 now the time to chase. Drew Freiberger able to improve past the Porsche of Josh Eberhardt for position in the top 3, I should say. And Tyler Morgan, just as we tune in, tapping the left rear of the Aston Martin with the wall, but gets an improvement and moves up into the top 3. Lawrence Thomas going through the heel, turn number 8, approaching the very difficult off-cambered turn number 9. Needs 4/10 of an improvement to get past Rally Dutchy and get 8th place back from the Porsche driver. Can Lawrence Thomas find the time in the final corner? The BMW going up to the line. The Camaro in front of Josh Ransom, also looking for a time, and he does improve his time, but not quite on the position. Now needs about 3/10 of an improvement to get past Rally Dutchy. And with 3 minutes left on the clock, it is absolutely critical to get those valid laps in now. Just about time for 2 laps left in the first qualifying session of the evening. Shane Sullivan taking the curb very heavily at turn 1. That might slow him down just a touch as he tries to accelerate up the hill. Through the S's goes the BMW to start the lap. Was running up in the top 3, bumped down to 5th place. Needs a few tenths of an improvement, and there is the same time on the board actually from 2nd and 3rd place. They are both 588 milliseconds off of Noah Johnson's provisional pole time. So when we said the times were going to be tight, the times are very tight indeed. And with Noah Johnson and Drew Freiberger in the pit lane, I believe that will be their qualifying session done, as they will not have enough time to complete a few laps to get those tires up to temperature. Can Shane Sullivan find the improvements, rounding out the 2nd sector, going through the very heavily cambered in favor of the driver this time, going through the toe, and before trying to get the power down as early as possible before charging up the hill, and then a tricky braking zone. You're kind of braking a little bit downhill. Very tricky to get the power down as well. And now sweeping back up the off-cambered corner at turn number 9, and the BMW handles it perfectly, not running wide at all. 2 corners left. A very quick left-hander at turn number 10. Very crucial not to run wide on the right, as it looks like he just kept the left rear within that white line. And now just 1 corner left for the BMW. Can he find the improvement on this lap to get up into the top 3 where he's found himself before? He moves up into 2nd place and gets the position by about 3/100ths of a second. So these times, absolutely close. That's Rally Dutchy parked up at the side of the first S. At turn number 2, and that is the qualifying session completed for the 621 BMW. Now, Josh Eberhardt, after having provisional pole early on in the session, crosses the line to start his last flying lap attempt. With 30 seconds left on the clock, he will not have enough time to go around again, so he needs to put this lap in. Just a few hundredths of a second will not only find him getting past Tyler Morgan, but also Drew Freiberger, as they have identical lap times set on the board. But Tyler Morgan going through the final corner, looking for the improvement. Hello, Doc Milwee. Welcome to the race. He crosses the line crucially with time before the checkered flag, so he will be the last car out on track to complete his flying lap attempt. Lawrence Thomas carrying a bit too much speed there into the wall at the final corner. Had a great improvement, looking to slide ahead of the AMG in front, but just unfortunately finding himself in the wall. So 10th will be the best that the BMW will finish in this first qualifying session. Hezzy Thomas out on track in the 59 Camaro, currently sitting in 12th place. Nice and smooth despite playing on the keyboard. Very impressive stuff as always from Hezzy Thomas to keep it well under control while playing on the keyboard. And to the line he goes. Where will he find himself? With a big improvement at the end, but not able to find a position, but a great personal best lap at the end there from Hezzy Thomas. So, Josh Eberhardt to the line. He finds an improvement. He will go up to second place. The last driver to make any sort of changes to the grid order will be Tyler Morgan, currently sitting in 5th after sitting in 3rd for a good majority of the session. Can he find the time when it matters? Right at the end, the final corner, rounded out, and to the line goes the Aston Martin. Where will the 72 finish? And he moves up into the top 3. Great lap at the end there to not only get past Drew Freiberger, but also Shane Sullivan to get into the top 3. So a great lap early on set by Noah Johnson for them to chase, and no one was able to chase it down. So Noah Johnson will be the first on the grid for race number 1 in the Chickadee Racing 942 Aston Martin. A 55.812, I believe, was on the board in the first qualifying session. With the track conditions still being fast, the grip levels will be not quite to what the drivers are used to. So this will make an interesting race start. But of course, they are used to these conditions after just qualifying in them, with Josh Eberhardt able to find a time at the end to move up onto the front row in second place. He will line up alongside Noah Johnson in the Lucky Devil Racing number 007 Porsche. And Tyler Morgan able to get a time at the end, putting himself in the top 3 in the Morgan Motorsport GT4 Aston Martin number 72. He'll have good friend Shane Sullivan alongside him in the 617 Racing to round out the second row of the grid. Then you have Drew Freiberger in 5th place, but his time was absolutely close to Shane Sullivan and Tyler Morgan, so look for him to have the race pace in the Mid-Pack Mafia 419 AMG. Chris Saunderson will be alongside him on the 3rd row in the Allison Racing number 18 Audi. Rally Dutchy improving up to 7th place in that qualifying session in the 621 Mad Fox M Porsche. He will have Josh Ransom alongside him on the 4th row in the Skidmark Racing 503 Camaro. Newcomer Alex Aguirre in the Scuderia Tostilotes in the number 11 in the AMG, starting in the top 10 in 9th place. Lawrence Thomas will round out the top 10 in the 134 BMW Motorsport, starting on the 5th row of the grid. Lucas Torano will start from 11th in the number 19 McLaren. He will have Hezzy Thomas alongside him in the 59 Dog Box Racing Camaro. Engines getting fired up for the beginning of the formation lap. Cal Ford starting from 13th place in the 84 Divino Racing Aston Martin. Not participating in the qualifying session. Look for him to use his race pace to move up past the drivers in front. Same with Isaac Rodriguez in the number 14 Speed Killers Racing Team. McLaren race winner from round number 2 will look to carry that momentum and try and get past some of the drivers early on. Last but not least, Dr. Porkchop in 15th in the number 71 will round out the grid in the Chop Shop Racing Alpine. Tyler, you know the predictions are always on you, so I will leave that up to you, my friend. Times are absolutely close. The top 5, it could be anybody's race in there. We will have to just wait and see what the race pace will hold for the drivers in race number 1. Starting the full formation lap here. Getting the tires, the brakes, and themselves absolutely ready to go racing. And Isaac Rodriguez back in the pits, serving a pit lane start penalty for race number 1. Noah Johnson will have a 14-car pack behind him to start out the race, with Isaac Rodriguez joining from the pits. And this is what the view looks like for the time being before they line up side by side for the rolling start. And the green flag will release the drivers. We'll see if the brake was good or not for the few drivers. See how clean we will see, or how clean they can keep it into turn number 1, as well as through the S's. A very difficult complex to go side by side. But these rookies are no rookies. They know how to put the times down and race each other. We have seen it in the 4 races. Cali Official, welcome back to the podium. Currently on a 20-month streak, nearly 2 years. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back. Hope you are enjoying the stream so far. As the first qualifying has completed, the grid is as you see it on your left-hand side. Going through and finishing out the second sector. This is where the drivers will start lining up side by side and getting ready for the beginning of our first race of the rookies doubleheader. And as they exit the boot, they will go in a zipper formation. Noah Johnson leading the way. My boy Pork Chop going from 13th to 1st. There's the prediction. You heard it there from Cali Official. And that is the prediction I'm going to go with as well. So, rounding out the final corner, who will take the lead into turn number 1? Will it be the pole sitter, Noah Johnson, or will it be Josh Eberhardt lining up next to him on the left-hand side. Will Tyler Morgan or Shane Sullivan get a good jump at the front of the field? Only time will tell. The green light waves. The Aston Martins get a good getaway. So does the BMW. The Porsche a little bit slow, and Shane Sullivan finding the room on the grass. They're 4 wide into turn 1. Tyler Morgan down the inside. Contact between Noah Johnson and Shane Sullivan as Tyler Morgan feeds his way through. Drew Freiberger will move up into second place. Rally Dutchy up to third. Shane Sullivan looking to make up those positions now as he will remain in fourth place after nearly taking everybody around the outside. Tyler Morgan takes the race lead from the inside after they went 4 wide into the first corner. Noah Johnson looking to make up those positions as he has a little bit of a look down the inside of the first part of the bus stop. Lots of cars going off, and that's Josh Ransom going into the side of Noah Johnson. Alex Aguirre going wide as well into that second complex, and there are 2 cars bunched up on the left-hand side. I believe that's Josh Ransom and the 59 of Hezzy Thomas, the 2 Camaros finding each other on track and dropping back in the order, unfortunately, there. And now Shane Sullivan having a look up the inside of Rally Dutchy, going into the toe. He has the inside. Rally Dutchy, can he carry the momentum and find the grip around the outside? He sure can in the Porsche. They're still going to go side by side as they go up the hill, now going up to the heel. Can Shane Sullivan get the move lined up? He's still side by side. He will have the inside, but the Porsche finding the grip around the outside to keep the position and hold on to that podium position. Oh, and there's contact. Chris Saunderson into the back of Shane Sullivan. He is unfortunately stranded a little bit there at the inside of turn number 9. And now with a break in the traffic, he is able to get back and rolling. So Josh Eberhardt dropping back now to 6th place, and Isaac Rodriguez with a fantastic opening lap, able to jump 7 positions all the way up to 7th, but he gets a stop go 30. Why on earth does Isaac Rodriguez have a stop go 30? Josh Eberhardt goes to the inside of Alex Aguirre and gets the move and moves up into the top 5. Isaac Rodriguez doing the same. And so will Chris Saunderson. Can he find the move around the outside of the AMG? It looks like he can. Now he has the inside going up the hill and flattening out at the top. Oh, and there's just a little bit of contact between the 2 of them. That could have been absolutely race ending, but Isaac Rodriguez lines up the move on the inside. Chris Saunderson on the inside, hitting the Porsche of Josh Eberhardt and finding himself spinning off and into the runoff area on the outside of the inner loop. Oh, and there's a bit of damage, it looks like, to the front of the Alpine of Dr. Porkchop, who has progressed pretty well, moving up into the top 10 from the back of the pack. Same with Cal Ford, not too far ahead. Oh, and that's Alex Aguirre in the wall on the outside of the toe, finding himself in the tire wall, and that is a good amount of damage, it looks like, to the AMG, as Shane Sullivan will get that position and move up into 11th place. Epic stuff in the first 2 laps of the race. Drew Freiberger looking to chase down the race leader, Tyler Morgan, after getting that great start and going 4 wide, had the inside and hasn't looked back since. Rally Dutchy might be looking back in his mirrors, but not anymore, as Noah Johnson lines up the move and gets it done down the inside. But Rally Dutchy, very racy in the Porsche this evening, going to the inside of the S's. They are going to go side by side up the hill. Little Porsche versus bigger Aston, and the Aston has the momentum to sweep around up the hill. Can Rally Dutchy now find the move to the inside of the bus stop chicane? At the end of the straight here, it looks like Noah Johnson confidently on the brakes, able to stay ahead through the inner loop, and as they go through the outer loop, Noah Johnson will look in front to the top two. He has about 5.2 seconds to catch up to the leading duo of Tyler Morgan and Drew Freiberger, trying their darndest to get this battle going. Drew Freiberger, great start for him after starting in 5th all the way up to 2nd. Looking to continue the momentum in the 419 as Tyler Morgan looks to keep his race pace steady and not allow the AMG to close on. And oh, the AMG almost running into the wall there, a little bit wide, exiting turn number 9. And he is certainly trying to carry all of the speed and use all of the tire and grip available to him in the AMG to get closer to the Aston Martin in front to potentially find himself lining up a move. Has the fastest lap of the race, a 56.70 on the board from the AMG. Chasing Tyler Morgan up the hill through the S's. We have a BMW on BMW battle for a spot in the top 10. Shane Sullivan looking to recover into the top 10, lines up the move down the inside. That is textbook move done from the BMW. And side by side into the bus stop, Isaac Rodriguez gets the move done on Rally Dutchy. He does still have to serve that stop-go penalty, so ultimately Rally Dutchy will get that position back after the number 14 will have to come into the pits to serve that penalty on this lap. Damaged McLaren versus damaged Alpine. It's Lucas Torano in the 19 ahead of the 71 Alpine. Looking to gain on Hezzy Thomas. Or excuse me, Hezzy Thomas is a lap down. They are looking to gain on Cal Ford, who finds himself in the top 7 after starting from the back of the pack. Good start so far from the number 84. Just about 7 seconds ahead of that battling duo for 8th and 9th. The Divino Racing going quite well. Just looking to close the gap to the Porsche in front, nearly dipping a wheel onto the grass there in the braking zone and lining it up to the inch. Gets the position on Isaac Rodriguez, who has to dive into the pits to serve that stop-go 30. And now back behind, it is Dr. Porkchop getting by the McLaren, and Shane Sullivan might have a sneaky look down the inside, but Lucas Torano had that covered off. The Alpine ahead of the McLaren in turn 1. And now Shane Sullivan looking to pick up any sort of scraps that these two might leave in front. The Alpine so small, so nimble. Are they going to go 3 wide? They are going to go 3 wide. Oh, and the Alpine gets tagged into the wall. No, and he gets sent into the inside wall, and even more damage now to Dr. Porkchop's Alpine. And there is further chaos behind, as there is both Lawrence Thomas and Lucas Torano getting themselves a little bit involved in the carnage left in the wake of the Alpine. Oh no, indeed. Drew Freiberger keeping the gap very close to Tyler Morgan, keeping him very honest at the front in the number 72 Aston Martin. And now down the main straight they go. How's the racing been? It's been a little chaotic, not gonna lie. Tyler Morgan a little bit deep into turn one, but he carries the speed through and will take the track limit. But where will Drew Freiberger land up next to him? They'll go side by side up the S's, and this is a change for the lead. The AMG swaps with the 72 Aston Martin for the lead of the race, going through the S's. Now can Drew Freiberger find the pace in some clean air to open up the gap to Tyler Morgan, who has driven a flawless race up until that moment, going a little bit deep at turn one. Oh, and now Drew Freiberger going a little bit over the curbs, exiting the bus stop chicane, but still able to keep the car under control and in one piece. Noah Johnson 3 seconds behind from the top two, still looking to use that race pace of his to get close, as these two might even continue to battle and slow each other down. Will certainly be interesting to keep an eye on all of these battles going on. Josh Eberhardt in the top 5, looking to make it the top 4, looking to get the swap on the Porsche in front of Rally Dutchy. Rally Dutchy also driving a great race, starting from 7th up to 4th. Josh Eberhardt looking to recover as Rally Dutchy, a little bit of oversteer, exiting that awkwardly cambered turn number 9. He will have the inside. Josh Eberhardt sweeps around and gets the position up into the top 4, and Cal Ford also looking to pick up any pieces left behind by Rally Dutchy to move into the top 5 after starting from the back of the pack. He might find a move here up the inside of turn 1. They're nearly side by side in the braking zone, but the Porsche using its nimble chassis to keep its momentum going through the corner and through the braking zone, and not allowing the inside to open up for the Aston Martin, I should say. But now up the hill they go. The Aston Martin carrying all of the speed it can. Rally Dutchy positioning the car as best as it can. A little bit of a wiggle there after there was a little bit of contact from the Aston Martin, but able to keep it under control and keeps his position in the top 5, but running deep at the end of the last segment of the bus stop and slowing down into the inner loop they go. And now Cal Ford will go around the outside of the outer loop and move into the top 5 past the Porsche of Rally Dutchy. Gap opening up a little bit at the front. You can see it here from Tyler Morgan's perspective. About 1.5 seconds he has to the AMG of Drew Freiberger in front, and Noah Johnson getting the gap down to within about 1.5 seconds as well. So within a few laps, we might even see Tyler Morgan under pressure from fellow Aston Martin driver Noah Johnson behind, looking to advance a step on the podium from 3rd to 2nd place. This is what it looks like from the rear wing. The gap in front we can see to the AMG. This is the gap behind to the Aston Martin. Just about 6 minutes left on the clock. Should be time for 4 laps. As the top 3 continue this epic battle, staying close to each other. They are the top 3, I should say, within 3 seconds of each other. So Drew Freiberger needs to keep it clean out in front if he wants to see himself cross the line first in race number 1. Great moves from the 419 to get himself into this position. Now just has the clean air in front and needs to keep it within the white lines. No track limit violations are necessary, as he might pick up a drive-through. Well, any of the driver could potentially pick up a drive-through, for that matter, if they violate the track limits 4 times. They have 3 warnings, and on the 4th one, they get the penalty. Chris Saunderson in the number 18 Audi, gaining on the damaged McLaren in front. But the Audi is not exactly clean either. A bit of bruising on the front of the number 18. Flashing the lights, trying to have a dive up the inside of the toe, but the McLaren keeping the momentum around the outside, and a little bit of a wiggle might cost him the momentum he needs to keep the speed going up the hill. The Audi having a look down the inside, and this will be a swap for position. Chris Saunderson moves up into 8th place. Oh, there's a yellow flag. It's Rally Dutchy up ahead, looking to get back and rolling, and he does so. That allows Shane Sullivan to move up to 6th place, but he keeps the position over Chris Saunderson and Lucas Toronto after the Audi pulled off the move to the inside of turn number 8. Gap shrinking to within a second between 2nd place Tyler Morgan and 3rd place Noah Johnson, chasing the purple Aston in front. Will it be the pink Chickadee Racing, or will it be Tyler Morgan's purple, orange, black, yellow, you name it, all sorts of colors on that car? Who will be the lead Aston Martin in race number 1? 3.5 minutes on the clock. Time is ticking for Noah Johnson to get close and make the move, and that will not help his chances as he goes into the grass and oversteers into the inside wall. Lots of front end damage visible now on the front of the 942. Tyler Morgan with a lucky escape, nearly had the same fate, but able to just power through over the curbing. But Noah Johnson now with a very heavily damaged car. I think there will be a good amount of suspension damage on that car after that incident, as he will hope to keep the car in 3rd place. Josh Eberhardt, no slouch in the race pace department, will look to close the gap to the wounded Aston Martin in front. Fastest lap of the race belongs to Isaac Rodriguez after starting from the pit lane and getting a stop-go 30. Still finding himself in 12th place, which is not a bad position, all things considered, for the number 14. The gap's now fairly open between the drivers. Drew Freiberger with a comfortable 3.5 second lead over Tyler Morgan in 2nd place, going through the bus stop chicane at the end of the back straight before plummeting down the hill, down the chute, into the boot. And as I say, the gaps are opening up. This one is closing between Rally Dutchy and Chris Saunderson in this battle for 7th and 8th place. And Rally Dutchy once again having to take to the inside of the last part of the bus stop as the Porsche riding the curb there. Chris Saunderson to the outside gets the position and moves up into 7th place. And so now Chris Saunderson gets through for that position. Fortunately, a couple of heavily damaged cars in race number 1. Hopefully race number 2, we will see a bit more caution, I would say, between the drivers, as Josh Eberhardt here now right on the tail for the podium position. It will go down to the last lap. Josh Eberhardt running wide on the exit of turn 1, but still able to keep the momentum over the Aston Martin. Now the wounded Aston Martin trying to limp home and take the podium, but Josh Eberhardt smells the blood and will look to pounce. Can he do it into the braking zone of the bus stop? He has the slipstream, dives to the inside, late on the brakes, gets the move and gets the podium place from the Aston Martin, and Cal Ford is looking to do the same. Aston Martin versus Aston Martin, the 84 battling from the back of the pack all the way up into 5th place. Can it be 4th as they cross the line? Noah Johnson dips the wheel into the grass in the braking zone, and that allows the inside to open up for Cal Ford, and he will happily sweep to the inside and take that position away, and that is a great 10 places gained for Cal Ford. Drew Freiberger confidently growing the gap to 4.5 seconds over the Aston Martin behind. Will round out the final quarter of race number 1, and he will take the top step of the podium. Checkered flag is out for the race winner. 419 takes race number 1. Tyler Morgan with a great podium position after that fantastic 4-wide battle into turn number 1, finding him out on top. And Josh Eberhardt takes the podium place after a great comeback drive after the contact at turn 1 after that 4-wide moment. And cheers to CJ is better for the follow, and cheers to Cal Ford. Fantastic drive from the back of the pack all the way up to 4th place. Noah Johnson in 5th. Shane Sullivan, good comeback as well in the 617 in 6th place. Chris Saunderson across the line in 8th. Rally Dutchy, great fighting and great battling from the Porsche in this race. He will take 8th place. Lawrence Thomas and Lucas Turano across the line in 9th and 10th respectively. Then Alex Aguirre takes 11th place in his first race at Trackalicious. Isaac Rodriguez, not bad at all, my friend, after that stop go 30, up in 12th place. Dr. Porkchop a bit unlucky from the Alpine, finding himself heavily damaged. At the back straight, just ping-ponging around between the left and the right-hand side, but still taking the checkered flag is Dr. Porkchop in the 71 Alpine. Josh Ransom and Hefe Z. Thomas across the line in 14th and 15th. And if you thought that was enough, you're wrong. We've got more. The next qualifying session will be underway any second now. As all the drivers return back to the pits, they will get their qualifying setups loaded for another 15-minute session starting right now.
Go, go, go.
Tyler Morgan in the usual fashion, first out on track in the number 72 Aston Martin. Great podium finish from the co-commentator on Wednesday nights, putting his skills to the test here in the rookies on Mondays. Very tight race number 1. Or excuse me, qualifying number 1. Will it be the same? The track conditions are now optimum, so this is where we will see the best lap times from our 15 car grid. How close will they get this time between the top 5? Isaac Rodriguez this time able to set a qualifying lap as well, so we will see just exactly where the number 14 McLaren can put himself for the starting grid of race number 2. We saw him with that fantastic race pace to work his way back from the pit lane start, but unfortunately having to serve that stop-go penalty, finding himself taking the checkered flag in 12th place. But nonetheless, great to see the persistence of the drivers and not get discouraged after the penalties and keep racing forward. Drew Freiberger behind Isaac Johnson in the queue here. Race winner, that makes 5 different race winners in the first 5 races of this rookies season. It is going to be an absolutely close championship battle. That's all right, Hezzy. You've got a whole other race to recover and get those spirits back in the right direction. I believe in you, my friend, to get that great result here in race number 2. But as I was saying, this championship is going to go absolutely down to the wire. With 5 different race winners, so many different podium sitters from the season so far, and we have just had 2 rounds, well, 2.5 I should say, with race 1 being completed just a few minutes ago. Cal Ford also out on track for this qualifying session. A fantastic drive from 14th to 4th. Where will the 84 Aston Martin find himself among the starting grid? Here is Tyler Morgan coming to the line. A few corners left. Slightly contradictory statement there. Coming to the line, but not with a few corners left. Now he's really coming up to the line as he rounds out the final corner. Turn number 11. And to the line, he sets the provisional pole time of 55.987. Will be the time to chase down from the drivers behind. Isaac Rodriguez will be next in the number 14 McLaren. Let's see where he stacks up in their first flying lap attempts. Of course, like we said, it does take a few laps for these tires to grip up, so we might see quicker times towards the end of the session as Isaac Rodriguez goes to the top and Drew Freiberger moves up to second place past Tyler Morgan. Now Hezzy Thomas to the line in the dog box racing. Looking for a bit more fortune in race number 2. Unable to set a valid lap on this go around, but still early on in the qualifying session. Lots of time remaining for the drivers to set their benchmark times. Dr. Porkchop also out on track looking for a qualifying session. Cal Ford goes to the top and improves the provisional pole time by 7 thousandths of a second. So a 55.647 now, the time to chase from our lovely set of rookies here. Alex Aguirre inches from the wall, but keeping it within the limits up to the line. Where will the number 11 go? Not a valid lap from earlier on. So we will just have to wait and see where the number 11 will finish after going around for another 3.45-mile tour around the Watkins Glen International Circuit. Tyler Morgan now to the line. Can he get the improvement he needs to get past the AMG? Not quite on this lap. A little bit slower than his first attempt. But he will go around again, exiting turn number 1, keeping it just within track limits there. As Noah Johnson currently sitting in the top 5 in the 942. Chickadee Racing was nearly able to hold on to the podium, but a bit of wounds to the front of the Aston Martin, ultimately costing him a few positions at the end. But race number 1 is behind us. This is qualifying number 2. Can Noah Johnson get an improvement? He does. He goes to the top, and he is within 500ths. Or the top 3, I should say, are within 500ths of each other. If you thought the times were close in race number 1, this is a whole other ball game right now. Still looking for a time from Josh Eberhardt in the number 7 Porsche. I think was finding the wall on his first qualifying run of the session. Now returning to the pits, getting a new set of boots on the car. And there is the number 14, taking out a few boards along its path. As Josh Eberhardt and Drew Freiberger right alongside each other on track. Drew Freiberger letting the position go to the number 7 Porsche. Where will Josh Eberhardt find himself after starting on the front row in race number 1? Can he keep that qualifying pace alive here in the second qualifying session? So just one corner left for the Porsche. Down a gear and back fully on the power. Not even flirting with the wall on the left-hand side, looking to get a time on the board. Where will Josh Eberhardt go? He will go to 4th, but he is within 1/10 of the provisional pole time. Absolutely epic stuff. The top 4 within a 1/10 of each other. Rally Dutchy currently sitting in 10th place in the 621 Porsche. Trying to find about half a second of an improvement to get past the Alpine, currently sitting in the pits in the final position in the top 10. But Rally Dutchy displaces the Alpine and moves into the top 10 in the 621 Porsche. Oh, and running wide at turn 1, keeping it out of the barrier. Oh, maybe not. Oh, expertly done to keep it out of the barrier. But that will be the Porsche returning to the pit lane. Or maybe not. Maybe he will keep going. Nope, there he is, back to the pits. Tyler Morgan, second place finisher from race number 1, finds himself in the barrier at the final corner. Was looking for a big improvement. He still might get one as he crosses the line, finds a little bit of time to get past Drew Freiberger, but will have to return to the pits, get some new tires, and with just 5 minutes left, he will look to quickly get back out there, as it looks like he really has the pace to find himself moving up into the top 3. Josh Ransom in the Skidmark Racing 503. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle exiting the final corner, but Josh Ransom will stop before the line there. I think he's going to try to return to the pits as quickly as possible. And he sure does. Lawrence Thomas, half of the third sector remaining, turns 9, 10, and 11. 9 completed. Doesn't want to come close to the wall on the outside there. Lots of drivers back in the pit lane. Cal Ford, Josh Eberhardt, Drew Freiberger, Josh Ransom, Lucas Toronto, Hezzy Thomas, and Shane Sullivan in the pit lane. And the 134, not able to get an improvement on this lap, will remain in 13th place for the time being. Right on the splitter cam of the number 14 McLaren. Onto the brakes through turn 9, riding over the smooth curbs on the exit between turn 8 and 9. There you can really see the camber change as you go through turn 9. Turn 10, camber's in your favor. Very high speed corner, doesn't run wide. Now just one corner left. Can he find the time he needs to get to the top of the charts? Currently sitting in third, just needs 500ths of a second, and he finds even more than that. He clears the field by about 0.6 of a second, a 54.987 on the board from the number 14 McLaren. Great stuff from Isaac Rodriguez, going to the top of the charts and back to the pits. That is the qualifying session completed for the McLaren driver. Now, through the final corner, Alex Aguirre in the number 11. Can he get an improvement? Not a valid lap on this go-around. Or no, that was a valid lap. That was his best lap. Excuse me. We've got lots of Isaac Rodriguez fans in the chat. So he needs about half a second to get past the Alpine of Dr. Porkchop in front. Now, Tyler Morgan on his final outlap, looking to get the Aston into the right operating window here for his last charge at pole position. Needs about 0.8 to get the improvement over Isaac Rodriguez for pole position. If he can find just 0.2, he might find himself as high as second place. It is very, very tight between the top 5. So with Cal Ford and Josh Eberhart in the pits, 3rd and 4th is the best those two drivers can finish respectively. Can Tyler Morgan have anything to say about that as he looks to shake up the grid in the top 5? Noah Johnson also on a lap in second place. Can he find the improvement he needs to get past Isaac Rodriguez to be be first on the front row and have the optimal line going into turn number 1? The 134 back in the garage. That is Lawrence Thomas in the 134 BMW. We also have Drew Freiberger in the pits, as well as Toronto Rally Dutchy, Dr. Porkchop, Alex Aguirre returning to the pits after getting within 0.003 of a second of Chris Saunderson. The gap absolutely minuscule between 8th and 9th place. Now Josh Ransom back in the pits as well. So the 72, oh, and the 942 gets an invalidation. So second will be the best that Noah Johnson can finish. Can Tyler Morgan have anything to say about that? Same with Chris Saunderson behind. Now, 1 corner to go. Can Tyler Morgan keep it out of the wall? He can this time. This will certainly see the lap time improve from before. To the line he goes. The lap time does improve, but he doesn't improve the position. So in 5th place Tyler Morgan will stay, and rolling the car onto the roof to end the session. Chris Saunderson finding himself in 8th place. Pardon me there, folks. Just taking a big sip of tea. Get the throat ready for another 20 minutes of action we have ahead of us. Qualifying 1 and race number 1 completed. Qualifying 2, we have a completely different order with those serving pit lane starts and qualifying bans being able to partake in the session, namely Isaac Rodriguez, race winner from round number 2 in the number 14. The Speed Killers Racing Team McLaren starts from pole position. You'll have Noah Johnson alongside him in the 942 Aston Martin, looking to have a bit of a more fortunate race than last time out, finding himself dropping a few places at the end with a bit of front end damage. But Noah Johnson has the race pace. Can he use it to get past Isaac Rodriguez at the start into turn number 1? Or will it be the McLaren who leads the way? Behind them, you have Cal Ford showing his race pace earlier in race number 1, moving all the way up from 14th to 4th place in the Divino Racing number 84 Aston Martin. Josh Eberhardt had the late charge to take the final podium position in the Lucky Dead Racing number 7, starting from the 2nd row in race number 2. Can he use his late pace that we saw in race number 1 to get onto the podium, or even better? Tyler Morgan starts from 5th. He had the great move to the inside after running 4 wide into turn 1 in race 1, had the lead, but ultimately finishing in 2nd place in the number 72 Morgan Motorsport GT4. Will look to use once again all of these top 5, even top 6, have great race pace and will look to use their skills to get those positions. Drew Freiberger, the race winner. You're sorry? What do you mean you don't know that was 4 wide? Yes, that was 4 wide. Drew Freiberger in the Mid-Pack Mafia 419 race winner from race number 1, starting from 6th place, will look to use that racecraft to jump past those in the top 5. Josh Ransom, a bit of an unlucky moment for him in the 503 Skidmark Racing. This time we'll start from 7th place and we'll look for a bit of better luck to keep himself out on track. We are all cheering for the Camaro. Chris Saunderson starting from 8th in the number 18 Allison Racing with the formation lap getting started here. Alex Aguirre starts the 5th row in the number 11 Escuderia Tostilotes number 11 AMG. Rounding out the top 10 will be Lucas Toronto in the number 19 McLaren. Had some great battles to finish in the top 10 in race number 1. Will look to do the same. Rally Dutchy had a great race start to find himself as high as 3rd place in race number 1. Can he use that nimble Porsche to get those positions in the 621 Mad Fox AM Racing? Behind him will be the even nimbler, even smaller Alpine in the Chop Shop Racing will be Dr. Porkchop, the number 71. Also seeing a bit of bad luck after getting pinballed around the back straight here from wall to wall. Will look to use his pace we know and love from the Doctor. Lawrence Thomas will be behind him in 13th in the 134 BMW Motorsport. The second of the 2 Thomases, Hezzy Thomas in the Dogbox Racing Camaro, starts from 14th in the 59. And Shane Sullivan will have the start from the back of the grid in the 617, but we have seen him complete these drives from the back of the pack to pretty high positions, as high in the top 5, if I remember right from seasons past. And the 617, also a race winner from this season, so Shane Sullivan certainly knows how to carry the pace around a track. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Couldn't quite catch the name, but thank you. Hope you are enjoying the races so far this evening around the Watkins Glen International Circuit. 11 turns lie ahead of us for about 11 laps, 3.5 miles, lots of elevation change from the top to the bottom, 141 feet to be exact. Like we mentioned, a very old school layout. The layout really hasn't changed since the early 70s, with the only new addition being that bus stop chicane at the back straight, which was added about 20 years later. Slight little revamps here and there, of course, to the track to improve the surface and the safety throughout the years, as it has hosted F1 Grand Prix NASCAR events as well as IMSA endurance events. But tonight it is home to round number 3 of the GT4 Rookies Championship here on Mondays at Trackalicious. Isaac Rodriguez leads the field in the number 14 McLaren. Noah Johnson will look to get a good start alongside him on the front row. Who will lead into turn 1? Only time will tell. They line up in zipper formation, and as we wait for the green light to release the field.
Green light, give it a can.
And away we go. McLaren with a good jump gets the position to the inside. Josh Ransom having a look up the inside of Tyler Morgan. Oh, and there's a bit of contact behind. I believe that was Alex Aguirre getting in the mix there in the number 11 AMG, seeing the 72. Oh no, and the 72 at the back of the pack there, but getting back and going underway, I believe. Chris Saunderson up to 7th place. Josh Ransom up to 6th. Drew Freiberger up a place into the top 5. And can Noah Johnson have a look up the inside? Not quite yet. Cal Ford a little bit bumpy into the first part after he finds himself moving up to the inside. No, and no! Unable to keep it under control in the AMG, finding himself on the outside wall, and further chaos ensues after the 84 Aston Martin finding himself in the outside barrier. The number 11 of Alex Aguirre also getting involved in that tangle, and the 71 Alpine back in the pits too. Lots of chaos on lap 1 in both race 1 and 2. Drew Freiberger up to 4th from 6th, already on the tail of Josh Eberhardt, who runs a little bit deep in turn number 8. Is this the position change that Drew Freiberger was hoping for, looking to get the over-under undone, and he might just do it as the Porsche runs a little bit deep into the braking zone. He has the inside going into turn 10, and he's ahead by the braking zone. Great move from Drew to get into the top 3. Noah Johnson not giving Isaac Rodriguez any breathing room at the front. They are nearly bumper to bumper going into turn number 1, just about a card's length separate the 2 leaders. Can the Aston Martin get the slipstream going up through the S's and down the back straight to line up a move into the braking zone of the bus stop chicane? This is the view from the rear wing of Isaac Rodriguez. Is he able to use the McLaren and pull away, or is the slipstream very effective? And it seems like the McLaren just has the straight line speed to pull away down the back straight, and a little bit more cautious through the bus stop was Noah Johnson, so that gap opening up just a touch there. Hezzy Thomas on the tail of Rally Dutchy in the top 10. Great start from the 59 Camaro. Looking to get a position yet again on Rally Dutchy in front. He has Lucas Toronto behind there in the number 19 McLaren, with Lawrence Thomas not too far off as well in the 137 or 134 BMW. And now he is right on the tail of the number 59, going into the inside of turn number 8. And he lines up in front before the braking zone. So Hezzy Thomas down to 10th, but still a great position for our man on the keyboard. And once again, Isaac Rodriguez in front, breaking the toe for Noah Johnson. Doesn't want to give the Aston Martin any sort of advantage. As Noah Johnson falling back just a couple of tenths, but still within touching distance of the McLaren in front. So after getting the one place on Hezzy Thomas, Lucas Toronto looking to get another one. Through the S's they go. Porsche versus McLaren. We've seen the McLaren straight line speed from Isaac Rodriguez. Can Lucas Toronto use it to his advantage? Porsche taking the inside line. Can the McLaren find the grip, find the braking zone around the outside? They're side by side through the first part. The Porsche gets a little bit in front and keeps the position. Great defensive move. Oh, is Hezzy Thomas there in the background into the wall? At the bus stop chicane, I wonder if there was a little bit of contact earlier on with somebody else as the 59 will return back to the pits. Oh, Lucas Toronto braking on the grass and unable to get it back on track. And as soon as you get onto the grass, it is so hard to recover in that part of the track, just guiding him towards that barrier on the outside. He's a passenger at that point. And that allows Tyler Morgan to move back into the top 10. Haven't mentioned Shane Sullivan yet. And he has had quite a drive so far, from 15th to 6th place, looking to make it 5th as he is on the tail of the 18 of Chris Saunderson. Oh, contact from the rear left, from the Audi to the wall. Can Shane Sullivan use that to his advantage, getting closer and closer, but not quite close enough in the braking zone of turn number 1. Chris Saunderson with a bit of a wiggle, though. Shane Sullivan with a much cleaner exit, looking to get the BMW lined up side by side through the S's, but it is very difficult to do it through that first part there, as the grip just goes away from you if you are not on the racing line. So Shane Sullivan will have to tuck back and wait for another opportunity to get past the Audi in front. Very interesting to see the different racing lines some of the drivers are taking. The Audi, they're a lot more aggressive through the third part of the bus stop, whereas the BMW not taking the curbs as heavily and having a sneak up the inside, but Chris Saunderson covering it off very well, not allowing the BMW to line up bumper to bumper. So once again, heading up the hill into turn 8, Shane Sullivan with the late dive to the inside, a little bit of contact, and Shane Sullivan comes off the worst there as Josh Ransom, able to get through cleanly, now has a small gap to get the car rolling, and he does so. Only losing one place there is Shane Sullivan. Rally Dutchy approaching very quickly in the Porsche, though. So now this three-car battle, Shane Sullivan, Rally Dutchie, and Tyler Morgan picking up a little bit after that contact between the BMW and the Audi for 5th place. Noah Johnson still keeping Isaac Rodriguez honest in front, staying within about a second of the race leader, Drew Freiberger. Lingering back a little bit, about 5 seconds is the gap between 2nd and 3rd place. Josh Eberhardt falling back just over a second of that final podium position, but still within touching distance. Will the race pace come to the Porsche in the last part of the race, as it did on the last go around? So Shane Sullivan able to grow the gap to Rally Dutchie to about 2.5 seconds, and Tyler Morgan closing it very effectively, trying to get the overtake and move into 8th place. Oh, the Porsche running a little bit deep through turn 8, side by side through turn 9. Aston Martin around the outside. He looks to be lining up the switchback. Can he get the grip to keep it going? Rally Dutchie with the wiggle. Tyler Morgan, much cleaner exit to the inside of turn 10. The Porsche keeping the momentum around the outside. They're going to continue to go side by side into turn 11.
Halfway through, keep pushing.
There you hear the race call halfway through, still side by side as they go around turn 11 and down the start-finish straight. The Porsche sneaking to the inside. Tyler Morgan trying to close that off, but he is unable to. The Porsche going a little bit deep, and now the switchback is on once again for the Aston Martin, but he will have to tuck back in behind before the S's, and this is a great multi-corner battle between Tyler Morgan and Rally Dutchie. Going to the grass is the Aston Martin, trying to use all of the track available. And is this the move the Aston Martin was looking for? Rally Dutchie on the defensive inside line. Tyler Morgan goes deep, able to avoid the concrete barriers there and back onto the racing surface. Lawrence Thomas getting through and moving up into 9th place in the 134 BMW. So here we have Josh Eberhardt closing the gap to Drew Freiberger, who runs a little bit wide, exiting turn number 8, allowing the Porsche to get ever so closer and apply a little bit more pressure, running a little bit wide again through turn number 10. And wide once again through turn 11 into the wall. A bit of damage to the left-hand side, certainly for the AMG, and that will not help his chances of using the race pace we've seen from Drew to finish first in the last race. Can Josh Eberhardt take advantage now of the slightly injured AMG in front? Oh, and Isaac Rodriguez going slowly. Noah Johnson moves into the lead. Drew Freiberger up to 2nd, and Josh Eberhardt will now take 3rd. What happened there from our race leader? See if we can see any suspension damage from the steering inputs of Isaac Rodriguez. Looks to be fairly straight, so hopefully avoided some major damage to the number 14, but will now need to use the pace that we have seen from him, having the fastest lap of the race. Can he keep that momentum and try and close down to this battling duo in front? Josh Eberhardt nearly pushing the AMG through turn number 7. As Drew Freiberger lining up down the middle of the track, not allowing Josh the outside or the inside. And a yellow flag there, that's number 18. That's Chris Saunderson in the Audi. In between turn 7 and 8 going slowly. So Josh Eberhardt trying to sneak a look down the inside once again. Can he find the move to the inside of turn 1? Drew Freiberger once again covering off the inside line before sweeping back to the outside for the braking zone. Oh, Porsche running wide, a bit slippy on the exit as well. Same with Isaac Rodriguez there. And now Shane Sullivan on the tail of Josh Ransom in the 503 Camaro going through the S's. Shane Sullivan recovering once again from 15th place in 6th, looking to make it 5th to get past the Camaro of Josh Ransom in the 503 Camaro. 617 to the inside of the bus stop. Great move. Late on the brakes. Up into the top 5 goes the 617 Racing BMW. So now can Josh Ransom in the skid mark Racing Camaro stay close to Shane Sullivan? And potentially find himself getting past the BMW for that top 5 position back. And this 2-car battle for the podium positions has turned into 3. Isaac Rodriguez back from his little incident on the tail of the Porsche, who just can't quite find the overtake past the 419 AMG in front, and now finds himself in the middle of this 3-car battle. Running wide again at turn number 1 there is Josh Eberhardt. Might allow the speedy McLaren a sneaky look through the S's, not quite lining it up yet. Once again, very difficult to go side by side through there, but down the back straight, the McLaren using the speed to roar past, but potentially into the top 3, and he gets the move around the outside. May have been a little bit of contact with the 007. I couldn't quite tell if there was contact or not, but nonetheless, Josh Eberhardt finding himself in the runoff area at the bus stop, but able to keep it out of the wall and still going in 4th place. Chris Saunderson on the tail of Rally Dutchy for 7th place. We saw the 18 going a little bit slowly, but still in a good top 10 position here. Running a little bit wide, just a touch onto the grass. Still keeping it on track. Oh, and the number 14 is able to get by the 7, and the 7 has dropped back a considerable amount, about 9 seconds. Oh, that's correct. We did see that at the bus stop. My goodness, my memory. Very short, apparently. So Isaac Rodriguez now chasing Drew Freiberger in front for the 2nd step of the podium. in the slightly injured 419, but it doesn't look to really be impeding him too much, setting his personal best on the last lap. Is Isaac Rodriguez potentially dealing with a bit of damage himself in the number 14? But only time will tell. But time is running out here. About 90 seconds left on the clock. With Noah Johnson in the 942 leading the way after completing 9 laps so far. We will have 2 more laps of racing here for Isaac Rodriguez to try and get closer to the bumper of the 419, currently holding on to second place. Oh, and that's Josh Ransom stuck at the exit of the chute, and that will allow a few drivers to advance the positions. That will be Rally Dutchy now in 6th. Chris Saunderson moves up to 7th. Tyler Morgan up into 8th place, looking to also close the gap to this battling duo. So now with just 1 lap remaining, Noah Johnson has a 6.5 second advantage over Drew Freiberger in 2nd, and he has grown the gap to Isaac Rodriguez by about 2.5 seconds. Oh, contact between Rally Dutchy and Tyler Morgan! Right as I was looking at the gaps there, couldn't quite pick out what happened. See it from the helicopter camera of Rally Dutchy, in fact. Going through turn 8. Oh, he just runs a little bit wide, and he can't quite catch the car, and then it slingshots back to the outside and just takes the rear right, or the rear left away from Tyler Morgan. My goodness. That was quite the moment there. Rip Aston Martin indeed. Yeah, Rally Dutchy just, after hitting the barrier on the inside, I think just wasn't aware of how much steering damage there was to the Porsche and just slingshotted back all the way across the track into the innocent bystander Tyler Morgan. But fortunately the 72 still rolling out on track in 7th place. And Tony subscribed, welcome to the podium. And welcome to the top step of the podium, Noah Johnson, the 942, going to the checkered flag, and he will take the victory in race number 2. Drew Freiberger holding off Isaac Rodriguez for another podium finish in the 419 AMG, and Isaac Rodriguez, good for you, my friend, able to close out that podium position. Josh Eberhart strong finish in 4th. Same with Shane Sullivan, up 10 places from 15th to 5th place. Chris Saunderson up in 6th to the line in the number 18 Audi. Takes the checkered flag. And behind, crossing the line, is Cal Ford in the number 84. After his early incident at the bus stop. Tyler Morgan takes 7th place. Rally Dutchy across the line in 8th in the 621 Porsche. Lucas Turano in the number 19 McLaren takes 8th place. Alex Aguirre finishes in the top 10, rounding it out in 10th place. Lawrence Thomas to the line in 11th in the 134 BMW. And last but not least, to take the checkered flag will be Dr. Porkchop in the number 71 Alpine. A bit of an unlucky week for the doctor, but we'll certainly look to bounce back in next week's events. As always, we'd love to invite our top 3 from both Race 1 and Race 2 to join us in the green room for a quick chat of how the races went from your guys' perspectives. Let us know exactly how all of that action unfolded. Dr. Porkchop taking the checkered flag, and that concludes race number 2. And look at that. They already know the drill. We've got 4 drivers in here. We're going to bring them all in. We got Noah Johnson, Josh Eberhart, Drew Freiberger, there we go, and Tyler Morgan joining us in the stream. Back to the studio we go. How's it going, gentlemen?
I'm a little bit upset with race 2, but I'm over it. It's
Green light. Go, go,
go. I'm quite pleased with the result.
I bet the rest of you are. Yeah, I
am quite surprised to be here.
Well, welcome in.
Clawed it back.
Drew, you were behind me. What happened? Because you got onto my inside. I saw you were there. Did someone just run into the back of both of us on race 2?
Yes.
No, so I saw somebody coming in, 10th place was coming in, was gonna ram 5, so I went wide so they didn't hit me. Like, I saw it on my radar to be able to avoid it.
I saw you coming up my inside. I kind of half blocked you, but then came back towards more of the inside, less of like the suicide side, as I call it. And then it kind of just like, all of a sudden I got hit, I hit you, but you managed to keep going just fine, and I got like spun around 80 different ways, and then my tires were so cold and sad that like I just couldn't go anywhere. I'm so upset because like I was gonna catch 6th place until Rally Dutchy decided to put full pedal on grass and pit maneuver me down the street.
Oh yeah, that was a little crazy. Yeah, that was a little wild.
Welcome to rookies.
I was like, oh my! I said less than friendly words, but we'll have a chat. Yeah, we'll say sorry.
Tyler, we had a good battle in race 1. I was chasing you down, and that was fun until you made a slight mistake into one corner, and then I copied it to a much greater degree. Yeah, and my car was beat up. I still finished P5 somehow, but my steering wheel was not straight for those last 2.5 laps on race 1. But race 2, I'm not sure what happened to Rodriguez. Does anyone know what happened?
No, I didn't quite. Yeah, I couldn't quite catch it on stream. Yeah, you might have a better view of that, Josh. Josh, you were behind him, I believe there.
Yeah. He it was right onto the straight there. For some reason, he was just on the side of the road while I was following Freiberger.
It was really strange to just see him hanging out.
I thought he had maybe run out of fuel, but then he picked up the pace again and got P3, so I'm not sure what happened, but no.
Interesting. Maybe I scared for a second.
I feel like I've had a really solid weekend overall in terms of pace and both race and like in practice and quali, so I'm really pleased with the win. It's also, I think, my first win in Trackalicious, so I'm...
Congrats, Noah. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
Feeling getting your first win. Yeah, Drew. I was completely looking in my mirrors when you passed me into turn 1. I was completely.
Oh yeah. I was very lucky that you went wide. There was no way I was passing you otherwise.
I saw you, and I'm like, oh, there he is. I looked at the 100-meter board and just was like, oh crap, I need to brake yesterday. and you were gonna let me go, but I was like, no, I'm not taking it like that because he won't get by me otherwise. Because the Aston's just too powerful in the straights, and I kept blocking you in corners. So. But as soon as you got by me, I was done. I was just like, oh, I just got to hold frickin' whoever it was behind me. And then they just died. They just died. I was like, oh, thank God I'm alive. I think it was Noah, actually.
Yes, yeah, on race 1.
I followed my exact same line to a T. No. I didn't die and you did.
I don't know what happened. I just I oversteered and then I was in the wall and then my steering wasn't straight. But... there was a big enough gap back to like P6 that I was able to still finish P5. So
I was 4 wide in race 1.
Oh yeah, race 1 was absolutely insane. The whole second row split the first row, and then somehow everybody for the most part ended up clean. I think Josh, you kind of ended up a little bit unlucky.
Ended up in like 12th, I think.
Yeah, I think you kind of came out the worst there, but still recovering all the way up to the podium there. Great, so great comeback to end up there.
I want to know what happened.
The work
lap
there.
1, T1. Like race 1, lap 1, T1. What? Like, how did Tyler and I end up in front of the whole pack?
Oh well, Tyler went to the inside of turn number 1. Yeah, he dove all the way to the inside.
All the death was to the outside.
yeah.
Okay, and I just followed.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't know exactly what happened. I was on pole, and I think I might have braked a little earlier because I was just I'd never been on pole before.
Me and Sullivan had the start of the century. We both got P1 and P2 like mad, and I'm like, well, there's inside room here. I might as well take it. I knew I was not in P2. I did not know that Shane Sullivan was all the way outside.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I can't wait to see that on stream. That's going to be insane to look at.
I can't wait. I want to see what happened because, oh man, was I sweating?
I was sweating. I was scared shitless of Noah when he was catching up on me in lap 1. I'm like, okay, focus. I know I can defend in certain places, but Noah is fucking quick. So I'm screwed if he catches me. And then twice as go down the hill, gone. You were just gone. I'm like, breathe.
It was awful. It was awful because I knew I could get you. I knew it.
I was petrified. You had no idea.
I said many bad words after that.
I barely saw you at all. Dude, you guys top 4 in qualifying too was nuts. I was looking at the gap and I'm like, how am I supposed to fit in this?
It was insane. And did you see Rodriguez's lap in Q2? It was 144. 154.
Yep, you got into the 54s.
154.9. That's insane.
I don't know where that came from. And I was like, oh, there's no way I'm keeping up. But I was able to keep touch for a while, and then the gap got to like 1.5 seconds, and then I was like, I'm going to keep pushing. Like, I'm not giving up. But then he slowed down, and I was like, okay, I'll take it.
I'm so upset because that P6 from race number 2 from like 10 seconds back all the way in last to P6 would have been an incredible job. But yeah, Rally Dutchy decided to have no TC and full throttle on gas and on grass, and that's what you expect.
Awful.
But it's all right. It's rookies. What are you gonna do? We've made it. We've apologized. Yep. We'll learn. I've done it too. It's not out of the question.
Yeah, certainly a learning curve.
Almost died each other. I think we were side by side going into frickin' bus stop, and I nearly went full speed into the wall.
Oh my goodness.
Well, because you're so focused on the car beside you, don't see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh,
yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, there's a 300. Brake.
It's not even. I couldn't brake. I had to go forward. He was literally on the inside. Kuja, anything exciting from your end that you got to see besides 4 wide lap 1 turn?
Oh, I mean, we pretty much kind of covered everything there with all of you guys. So yeah, kind of no questions for me. Nothing but absolute huge congratulations to Drew Freiberger, Josh Everhart, Noah Johnson. I think it's your first time being here with us in the green room, or the stream room, I should say. So yeah, big congrats to you guys for those podium finishes. And you as well, Tyler. Great podium finish, but you've been here before.
Yeah, I was here. What? I was here for 2. I was here last week.
So yeah.
I took 2 spots, so
yeah, keeping that momentum going. I would just want to point out one thing. Through the 6 races we have had 6 different race winners. So I think this championship is going to be absolutely tight and down to the wire. So I'm really excited to see how it goes in the remaining rounds. Any last words from you guys?
Thank you
for having a GT4. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Mirko, watch yourself. I'm coming. Mirko wasn't racing today, so I had to
think we all got lucky he wasn't racing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so certainly hope to see Moriko back next week. we will wait and see what happens. Congrats, guys. Good luck in the remaining rounds. We will see you guys next week, hopefully. If not, well, maybe in the next weeks after that. But nonetheless, thank you guys for taking the time for joining us here this evening. I'm going to go ahead and move you guys back here to the green room. Thank you to Tyler Morgan, Drew Freiberger, Noah Johnson, and Josh Eberhardt for joining us. Wow. Absolutely epic stuff. That's going to be great to watch back. Absolutely insane start into both race 1 and 2. Tomorrow, if you're looking to get involved in some racing, we have the Le Mans Ultimate League of the GT3s going into round number 3 on Tuesday evenings. On Wednesday, we go back to ACC for the multi-class GT3 and GT4 championship going into round number 4 this week. Thursday, there is the iRacing multi-class championship between the LMP2s and the GT3s, also around the mid-season there as well. If you're looking to get involved in the action, SimGrid is the place to go. ! SimGrid for a link to any and all events hosted here at Trackalicious. Thank you to all the new followers and first-time chatters here this evening. Hope you guys enjoyed the racing from our Monday Night Rookies series. Make sure to stick around for the raid of another sim racing community. It's the Piltdown Man doing some vintage racing in iRacing. Give him some love from one sim racing community to another. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Hope to see you back with us next time. Have yourself a great rest of the evening and stay safe out there.